What if the face you see in the mirror isn't the one the world recognizes? As you walk down the street, your identity could be misread by facial recognition technology, leading to confusion and mistrust. This is just hypothetical, it's a reality for countless individuals, particularly those from marginalized communities. While many celebrate facial recognition as a breakthrough, the truth is alarming. This technology frequently misidentifies people of color, women, and others on the fringes. It's not merely a glitch, it's a systemic failure with serious consequences. Imagine being at a concert lost in the music, when suddenly security confronts you, mistaking you for someone else. Your heart races as confusion sets in. How could this happen? The algorithms designed for safety often miss the mark, leading to chaos and wrongful accusations. These systems are predominantly trained on data featuring white male faces, causing them to falter when encountering diverse populations. This is a minor oversight. It can escalate into unnecessary police encounters and erode trust in the very systems meant to protect us. Have you considered how often you are viewed through a lens that might not even recognize you? The fear of misidentification looms large, not just in public spaces, but within the systems that are supposed to safeguard us. Every error in this technology can spiral into a nightmare that many experience all too often. The stakes are incredibly high. With rising instances of misidentification, what happens when entire communities feel they are under constant surveillance, misrepresented by machines that fail to see them? The urgency of this issue is palpable, and the solutions are complex. It's not enough to simply improve algorithms. We must engage in critical conversations about ethics, accountability, and representation in technology. Who decides which faces deserve accurate recognition? As we navigate this rapidly evolving landscape, awareness of these biases is crucial. The next time you hear about facial recognition technology, think about those who are overlooked. This affects not just individuals but entire communities. So what can we do? Awareness is the first step. Share this information, discuss it with others, and advocate for better practices. Everyone deserves to be seen accurately in every sense of the word. The truth may be uncomfortable, but it's a truth we must confront together. Have you ever considered the cameras that are constantly watching you? It's unsettling, right? What if I told you that this technology is not only intrusive, but also deeply flawed? Picture this: you're walking down the street, feeling completely safe. This isn't science fiction, it's happening now, and it's affecting marginalized communities in ways many of us don't even realize. Most people view facial recognition as just a security measure. However, there's a darker side. This technology misidentifies individuals at an alarming rate, leading to wrongful arrests, harassment, and deepening societal divides. Imagine being at a crowded event where a police officer scans the crowd, relying on facial recognition to identify potential threats. What if the system misidentifies you as someone with a criminal record? The panic that follows is all too real. You're innocent, but the technology fails to see that. The uncomfortable truth is that these systems disproportionately misidentify people of color and those from marginalized communities. This isn't just a statistic, it's a lived reality for many. Imagine facing misunderstanding simply because of your skin color. It's terrifying, and far too many individuals experience this. So what leads to these misidentifications? It stems from biased data and algorithms that overlook diversity. The creators of these systems may not intend harm, but the consequences can be devastating, reinforcing existing inequalities and putting vulnerable communities in even more danger. As we explore this issue further, the tension rises. We've reached a point where technology, meant to protect us instead becomes a source of fear. What happens when trust in law enforcement erodes? The very fabric of our society begins to fray. But there is hope. Organizations are fighting back, advocating for regulations that ensure fairness and transparency in systems. Fire demanding accountability, pushing for technology that serves everyone, not just a privileged few. We must remain vigilant. Awareness is the first step toward change. We need to question the systems in place and challenge what's considered normal. By doing so, we can advocate for a future where technology truly serves all communities equally. Before you go, take a moment to reflect. How often do you think about the implications of the technology around you? The uncomfortable truth is that our safety shall come at the expense of someone else's freedom. Let's keep this conversation going, because together we can push for the urgent change we need. What if I told you that the technology meant to keep us safe is actually putting our most vulnerable populations at risk? Facial recognition is everywhere, but it's not as secure as you might think. We often hear about its benefits, like speeding up airport security or helping locate missing persons. However, there's a troubling side that many people overlook. This technology misidentifies marginalized communities at alarming rates. Imagine this: you're walking down the street, minding your own business, when suddenly law enforcement stops you. You haven't done anything wrong, but the system has flagged you as a suspect. It sounds like a scene from a dystopian movie, yet it's happening in real life. Research shows that facial recognition systems struggle most with people of color and women. If you belong to a marginalized group, your chances of being misidentified are significantly higher. Can you believe that? It's not just about mistaken identities, it reveals the systemic bias built into the technology itself. These systems are trained on a narrow demographic, meaning they fail to accurately recognize anyone outside that group. What does that say about our society? Now, picture yourself at a concert surrounded by thousands of people. If a facial recognition system misidentifies someone in the crowd, it could lead to wrongful arrests or even escalate into violence. Suddenly, what should be a fun night out feels threatening. How would you react in that situation? The uncomfortable truth is that we're relying on algorithms that don't truly understand who we are, and the consequences can be severe. What if you were wrongly accused and labeled a criminal just because the technology failed you? You might think there are safeguards in place, but many systems operate without proper oversight. Without accountability, the potential for misuse is endless. Can you imagine living under constant